Hi, I'm Shauna, this is Shauna's World. Welcome back to my channel where I make videos about living intentionally. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Shauna's World. I'm currently in Austria after celebrating a wedding of some friends just outside of Innsbruck, and now I have a few days to myself in the Stubai Valley. Let me know in the comments if you've even heard of the Stubai Valley before, because I didn't know about it until I started planning this trip, and I'm so glad I found it. The Stubai Valley is nestled in the heart of the Austrian Alps, just a short bus ride from Innsbruck, surrounded by towering peaks and shimmering glaciers and alpine meadows. Straight out of a postcard. This region is a paradise for nature lovers, adventure seekers, and anyone looking to reconnect with the great outdoors. I'll be vlogging the next few days, taking you along with me to enjoy the Tyrolean charm of the Stubai region. So it's day one of exploring the region. I was actually here yesterday, but I wasn't well, so today is my first day of really getting out there and seeing what it's all about. I'm staying in a lovely but pretty affordable hotel, which is called Hotel Christoph, and it's in Milders, which is a short walk from Neustift, which is a lovely little bustling town. I booked very last minute and got a decent room with a stunning view from the balcony. And the main perk of this hotel, I didn't know this was going to happen, but they gave me a Stubai Supercard when I checked in, which gives access to so many attractions. Although I think a lot of hotels offer this, so do check where you're staying that you can get hold of this. I jumped on the bus right from my hotel to enjoy my first day of exploring the area. I found the buses in the Stubai Valley fantastic. They aren't super frequent, but they were really reliable, so you just need to check the timetable and plan your day around them. All the buses are included in the Stubai Supercard too, so I didn't spend anything on transport once I'd landed at my hotel. The bus took me straight to the Seilsbahn, the cable car that would take me up for the hike. This was another thing I didn't have to pay for with my Stubai Supercard. The card entitles holders to one return trip a day on any cable car in the Stubai Valley. And even when some of the peaks involve taking more than one cable car to reach the top, that counts as one ride. This is by far the best perk of the Stubai Supercard. Because the cable cars are pricey, they can be over €30 for a return trip, and most of the best places to visit are high up in the mountains. Without getting the Stubai Supercard unexpectedly, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford more than one cable car on this trip, and it would have been a very different holiday. I'm at the top of the Seilsbahn and I'm just about to head off on my first hike of the trip. I have been a little bit ill, I've been under the weather with a cold, so I'm taking it pretty easy today. I'm doing about 8.5 kilometers and about 500 meters of ascent. I think the highest altitude I'm going up to today is around 1,800 meters, and I definitely felt my ears popping going up in the cable car. But first, while I am at this gorgeous mountaintop place and there's a bit of infrastructure, I'm going to get myself a coffee from the cafe. I also ended up ordering strudel to embrace the Austrianness of it all, but ordered custard because I forgot the German word for cream until after the waiter had left. So the walk I'm doing today is called the Walraster Jöchel, and I don't know what that means. The only thing I know is that Wald at the beginning of that means forest, so assuming, as we have here, there's going to be a lot of forest on the walk. I know it also reaches a chapel. I am still feeling a little bit ropey, so I'm hoping this goes okay. I don't think it's going to be too challenging. And actually my plans for this entire holiday in the video you would have been seeing changed drastically. So I'd planned to hike the Stubai High Trail, which is about 80 kilometers, and I was going to do that over a few days, going hut to hut, and it's, you know, right up in the top of the mountains. It's the high trail, and I was sick, so I ended up not doing that and just staying in the Stubai Valley and taking day hikes, this being the first one. So it's a much easier and slightly less adventurous version of what I'd originally intended, but I'm very excited just to treat this as a normal holiday and see what's around the valley. I've taken a slight detour from where the map was taking me just because it was so busy around there. Lots and lots of people. There's a children's nature trail around there, which is pretty cool. It just meant it was really busy and I couldn't relax on my walk. So I'm on a kind of big track now and just going a bit of a detour way back to join the path I was going to. So I think the final route will be longer than 8.5k, but I think I'm just glad to get off the crowded paths.
Once I'd gotten past the crowds, the walk was bliss. Quintessentially Austrian, with a backdrop I've seen the likeness of many times in photos, but when you get to such a stunning place in real life, it can feel like a fantasy world, and it was hard to process how a place like this can exist. I loved the views. On a side note, I also loved how calm and sweet the cows were. Nothing like the cows in southern England that can be quite scary.
Hello, it's okay. I'm just passing through. Sorry. This has turned into a bit of a fungi spotting walk, so fly agaric and another species which I had to ID on my app. I forget what it was, milky, orange milk, fungus, orange milk. I'm taking many little rests on this walk. It's not a super challenging walk, but because my breathing's a bit off because of my cold, I'm just going super slow, and it's not that long anyway. And I'm just enjoying taking in the views from a bench where I can sit here and see this.
After that little rest stop, my route took me up a pretty long hill. Not the steepest, but it felt like it went on forever, and all the elevation came at once. But I enjoyed navigating through the woodland. As much as those striking postcard views knock my socks off, woodlands are where my soul feels calm. And I loved that next phase of the hike. Mentally and spiritually, I was feeling amazing. But physically, I definitely wasn't myself.
I'm actually feeling a bit ropey with this cold, very snotty, and my breathing's a bit off, and I forgot to bring my inhaler out. I left it at the hotel, so I'm taking a bit of a shortcut back. You know, I've had a fairly decent walk and a bit of ascent, not as much as I'd have liked, and this was only a shortish walk anyway, but I'm gonna shortcut and head back a little bit sooner, which I think might be cutting out some of the best part of the walk, but I don't want to burn myself out on day one and not be able to do any of the big hikes later in the week.
I actually have no idea what I missed on that hike. I know there was supposed to be some more stunning areas, but I definitely couldn't fault the bit I did, so it didn't feel like I'd missed out too much. I did feel some disappointment once I got back to the cafe that I cut it short, but I knew it was the right decision. The route I set out to complete was from the Stubai Tourist Board website, and the title is Auf das Waldraster Jökull, and I'll leave the link in the description so you can finish what I started.
Made it back. That was 7.67 kilometers, so pretty short, but yeah, I'm glad I cut it a bit short. I'm feeling a little bit ropey. I'm gonna get some food now back at the cafe and gonna enjoy some of the Austrian mountain cuisine. Hallo, ich bestelle für Tisch Nummer 57.
Ja.
Und ich möchte ein Käsespitzel mit Zwiebeln und ein Zipfler alkoholfrei, bitte.
Alles?
Ja.
24, 40.
I was a bit nervous about the Austrian food because the vegetarian stuff is generally pretty cheese heavy, which isn't good for my gallstones, but my god, does it taste good. This Käsespitzel is essentially Austrian mac and cheese, topped with slightly crispy fried onions, and that, washed down with an alcohol-free beer, really hit the spot after my walk. These mountain huts are all about the traditional local meals and a key part of Austrian culture, so make sure you try them out.
Good morning, it's day 2 of my little adventure in the Stubai Valley, and I'm getting the bus up today to Grauer Waterfall to do a walk there. Well, I just got off the bus and was immediately greeted with the epic Grauer Waterfall. I thought I was going to have to hike to get there for a bit. It's really very impressive, and I'm rather partial to a waterfall. Yeah, just gonna start the hike I have planned for today. It's about a 15-kilometer hike and over 1,000 meters of elevation. So let's see how that goes. I can really feel the spray from the waterfall. It's really refreshing and gentle. It's great to see the falls from so many different angles, and it just gets more powerful and more exciting every time. was very slow going on this way up, but I've just really made my peace today with the fact there is a lot of elevation. It is going to be slow, and I just want to keep my mindset good and not kind of get stressed about it, and I think that'll set me in good stead. So this is where I'm headed, Sulzenau Alm and Sulzenau Hütte. Coffee and cake up a mountain, not too bad. This cake is far bigger than what I can eat, but I'll manage. And I had a very satisfying success of I managed to slightly banter with the waiter in German. Like, that is going up in the world for me. That was a lovely little interlude and snack and coffee at Sulzenau Alm. I just love the mountain hut culture here. So I'm back on the trail. I'm only 4k in, and I still have about 700 meters of ascent to go, or more than that. And I'm really conscious of time and how slow I'm going, but also remembering it's going to be downhill a lot in the second half, so I'll be able to hopefully make up time, although I expect it might not be the easiest underfoot. But I really do want to try and finish the route I've set for today, not cut it short unless I absolutely have to. But I knew I'd go slow, but I am going slower than I thought I would. And I am about to hike all up there. 30 minutes now. I've just arrived at Sulzenau Hut, which is actually one of the places I was going to stay on the Stubai Hohenweg, the trail I was going to hike and ended up not hiking. Still want to one day, but that's the high trail, and this was one of the huts that I would have been staying at along the way. But today, just stop for a coffee and carry on my walk.
Alles gut.
Entschuldigung. Ich möchte einen Kaffee bitte und ein großes Wasser und ein Knödel mit Sauerkraut bitte.
Wasser mit Sprudel oder ohne?
Ohne.
Ohne.
I possibly lingered a bit too long at the Sulzenau Hütte, but I'm back on my way again. I did contemplate cutting the hike short because it's getting on in the day, it's like mid-afternoon.
But I knew I'd be disappointed if I cut it short, so I pushed on.
So behind me we have the Sulzenau the glacier, which is one of the largest glaciers in the Stubai Alps. It flows down from the northern flanks of the Wilde Pfaff and Zuckerhüttel mountains into the upper part of the Sulzenau Valley. In the 1990s, a rock window began to appear in the icefall before disappearing by 2020 because almost the entire flank had melted away. The glacial lake flood outburst that occurred in 2017 triggered a mudslide which went on to destroy large parts of these hiking trails and caused considerable damage in the Sulzenau Valley. This part of the hike is so beautiful. I mean, it's all been beautiful, but it's so otherworldly here. And since I got past the hut, I've barely seen anyone hiking. Overall, the hike's been quite busy, but this part, hardly anyone here. You know, throughout this hike, there's kind of been a backing soundtrack most of the time of waterfalls, and it's so calming. It can be pretty loud, but it's just the ultimate nature connection sound. Like white noise, really bringing you into presence. I love it. Okay, somewhere around here I have to cross over this waterfall and I can't see a good spot.
I ended up having to go back on myself. Crossing that rushing stream would have made the route more of a loop and taken in a couple of bits I hadn't seen, but there just wasn't a logical place to cross safely, or really even not so safely. So I just retraced my steps and made the route and out and back.
Okay, I'm back at Sulzenau Hütte, and that took longer to get back than I thought, but I'm not going to stop for a drink this time. I'm just going to go to the loo, have some water, and then get back on the trail. Okay, it's 2 hours down to the bottom to the bus stop, and I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I'm feeling better than I did on a short walk on the first hike I did. So obviously the cold was really impacting me then, and I got up to about 2,500 meters today. I didn't go quite to the top. I think the route was going to take me up to 2,600, but because I couldn't see a place to cross, I could just cut a little bit short in 10 rounds. I think I got up to 2,500, which I'm quite pleased with. Made it back to the beginning and the Grower waterfall. What a walk that's been, and now I'm gonna go find the bus stop and get myself some dinner. I've missed the last bus, so I will be hitchhiking back to Neustift.
The road wasn't that busy, so I was a little bit worried that I'd struggle to get picked up. But maybe 5 cars went past, one stopped and picked up another couple who'd been there longer than me, and then the very next car picked me up. It was a friendly Dutch couple on the last day of their holiday, and we had a good chat as they drove me back. While it's important to be discerning when hitchhiking, I have had nothing but good experiences with it on my travels, and this lift truly saved me when I'd missed the bus.
Wonderful, thank you so much. You saved my evening. Enjoy the rest of your last day and your journey back. Bye.
They dropped me in Neustift town, where I stopped to get some dinner.
I'm back at the hotel and I'm going to have a shower and an early night because I am exhausted. I did that hike on only about 3.5 hours sleep as well. That worked out as 18.41 kilometers, 1,039 meters of ascent, 7.4 hours of lapse time, although only about 5.5 hours of moving time because I stopped a lot. My average speed was 2.4 kilometers an hour, which is obscenely slow. But then I didn't pause my watch when I stopped for lunch and all of that, so that was really averaged out over the whole day. But it was a very satisfying, rewarding day, and I'm going to unwind, and another big day tomorrow. Hopefully going to get out for a run. Good morning, it's day 3 of adventures in the Stubai Alps. I've just taken the bus up to the Schlick 2000 cable car, where I'm going to go up and go for a bit of a run. I'm meeting some friends here in a second, my friends who got married last weekend and the whole reason I came to Austria, and I'm having this wonderful holiday. So I'm just waiting for them to arrive, and I think they've planned a bit of a route for us to run, and I'm looking forward to seeing another beautiful part of the region. Just got to the top of the cable car, and that was the longest cable car I've been on so far since I've been here. It took ages, but look at this behind me. It's absolutely breathtaking, and we're going to head off in a second for a bit of a trail run. So we've reached the top after quite a big climb, and I think we're at 2,300, 2,400 meters, and I can definitely feel the altitude in my lungs and my legs here, but it's absolutely stunning and such a beautiful day for it.
I'm certainly no mountain goat, and I was tentative as I started to run down the mountain, but when I was able to let go, wow, I felt so free. I felt like I had been put on the earth solely to run down mountains in the Stubai Alps, and I really loved it. We'd taken 2 cable cars to get to the top, then hiked up some more, so the plan was to run down the section of the mountain that covered the highest cable car and just jump on the second cable car for the last bit. Now, I live in Devon in southwest England, and it's pretty hilly, but far from mountainous. So my body is very much not used to bashing out around 1,000 meters of descent quickly. But despite my leg muscles shaking like anything from early on in the descent, I knew this would be great practice for my upcoming 100k ultra in Nice that would have over 5,000 meters of elevation gain and loss.
Oh, it's so beautiful. We're getting the cable car from here, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm back at my hotel and that was a wonderful, wonderful run. I really am glad to have done it. It was definitely more challenging than most of the runs I've done. A lot more ascent and a lot more descent, and my legs are feeling really wobbly after running really quite fast downhill for about 1,000 meters of descent or something. And my friends who I was with live around here, so they're used to the mountains and a lot more sure-footed, and I was mostly able to keep up with them, which I was pretty proud of. I did fall a few times on the descent, but nothing major. So all in all, a success. I got the bus back, stopped off in Neustift town for some lunch and picked up ice cream and walked back with it. I'm just having a leisurely chill out at the hotel. And tomorrow is my last full day in the Stubai Alps. And I want to turn it into another big adventure. I think I'm meeting my friends again and we're gonna have some fun. Well, it's day 4 of my time in the Stubai Alps and the last full day I have to explore the region. I'm actually heading home tomorrow evening, but I'm just waiting for my friends Sophie and Marie, who I saw yesterday, to come pick me up, and we're going up to Stubai Glacier, one of the main attractions of the region.
Today was an even longer round of a couple of cable cars, taking me up to the highest point I'd been on the whole trip. From the top of the cable car was a short climb to the best lookout point over the glacier.
These views are absolutely phenomenal. We're at 3,210 meters of altitude, which is the highest I've been this trip. I'm feeling the altitude of it, I think, like, it's not really badly, just feeling a little bit weak and queasy, but it's so beautiful here, so I will take any amount of wobbliness to enjoy feeling like I'm on the moon.
At this altitude, there were no plants at all growing on the mountain. It was just rocky trails all round. We spotted what looked like the clearest, bluest glacial lake down below, so we headed down the mountain a little way to scope it out.
Guest appearance.
Luckily, Marie never goes anywhere without a swimsuit, so had no issue fully immersing herself in what was probably a 1 or 2 degree ice pool. I was not so prepared, so couldn't fully submerge, but a bit of a paddle up to my knees was essential. It was so cold that it really hurt my feet, which made me have awe for Marie just dunking herself all the way in without any fuss. After the icy water, what we really needed once we headed back down the cable car was a hearty meal. We had lunch at Stubai Alps, which was the best quality food I ate at any of the traditional Austrian places on the trip.
This is the best knödel I've ever had.
It's a good steak.
It's wild garlic, it's just outrageous. I remember interrailing in Europe when I was like 19 and discovering the word knödel and just loving the word so much. And it's kind of just been a in-joke between me and my friend I was travelling with since then, and now I'm like actually getting to order it for real. Oh, danke schön.
Lassen Sie schmecken. Danke.
Danke. Kaiserschmarrn. 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 Ja, gern. Well, that incredible Kaiserschmarrn brought the trip to a close. I ended the day and I headed back to the UK, taking the overnight train from Innsbruck to Amsterdam and then the Eurostar from Amsterdam to London and then train on to Devon. So it was a long old journey back, but very worth it. I love the Stubai Alps, and I think you can see from the video just how diverse and how incredible those views are, and I'd really recommend it for a holiday destination if you're ever in Austria. I'm pretty sure I'll be back at some point. I mean, I do have friends there, and I definitely want to brush up my German a bit, so more holidays in that region, please. Thank you so much for watching the video today. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. For more videos, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!